Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be filming a slightly different video for me. I don't think I've filmed one of these before. Today is going to be a kind of new launches kind of thing. I don't really know what I'm going to call it yet, but you'll know by the time you see this because it will be up there or down there. I don't know. I forget where the title box is. I don't know why, I'm just an idiot. But anyway, I'm going to get started with bases, and the first thing that I want to talk about is a primer, and I just wanted to get this out the way because it's one of those ones that I'm like, Did that make sense? Did anyone get what I was saying there? This is one of YSL's new primers. It's the Touche Éclat Blur Primer, and I just wanted to put it out there and say, this is not for me. It is a beautiful primer, leaves your skin looking really kind of nice, flawless, makes your foundation last longer. It has giant flakes of glitter in it. What is that all about? Like, I'm not joking, it doesn't melt away, it just stays. I've still got flecks of glitter on the back of my hand from where I swatched it earlier, just to make sure that I wasn't going absolutely mental, and I'm just not up for a glittery face. So that is that. I just wanted to get that out the way because I had been sent it, and I think I Instagrammed it or something at one point or something somewhere, and people were like, let me know what you think, and I was like, yes, I will. And then it had giant flecks of glitter, and I just wanted to let you know because I don't think that is anyone's cup of tea. But that out of the way, loving bases this month. I think I had about 6 that I could feature in this video, and had to whittle it down because otherwise it would be like 5 new foundation launches or something like that, because it would have just taken over. I am just quite smitten with some of these, well, all of these actually. But first up, I thought I'd talk about the drugstore offering that I have in my hands. I've been trying a few drugstore foundations recently, mostly from L'Oreal, but this is the Infallable Matte 24-hour foundation thing. I am loving this. It's a matte foundation, but it's got a lovely glow to it. It's not too matte, it kind of has a very luminous feel to it, which is just gorgeous. I think that it's the perfect kind of summer foundation for me because it's not really drying, it's not cakey at all, it's beautiful, and for when I get a bit oily, I think that the foundation and the oils of my skin will just mix beautifully together, and I just won't need so much powder, which is awesome because I hate powder. I picked up 2 shades because when you're in Boots and it's really busy and it's half term and you don't want to be standing by the counter for ages or running backwards and forwards outside swatching on your face that already has makeup on it, you just pick up 2, one that you think you're the shade match in, and then a slightly darker one for me in case I get a bit more tanned over the summer. And at the moment I'm a slight mix of the both of them. On days when I don't fake tan and I haven't seen the sun for about 3 weeks, I am vanilla, which is this one, which is number 11, and then I picked up 20 sand because when I go on holiday, which I am this year, very excited, I get very, very, very dark. So I picked up sand. I say very dark, sand is kind of still not that dark, but darker than vanilla. So I picked up this one, and I am just mixing the 2 together at the moment because I've been using fake tan quite religiously because my face just looks a bit zombie-like. Anyway, I am so in love with these. They are like my perfect matte foundation, and I never thought I'd be saying that after Chanel Matte Lumiere. I thought that matte foundations were dead after that. That was my favourite foundation when I first started blogging and YouTube, and I never thought I'd find something that came close to that, but these do, and they're so much cheaper, so I would just say everyone go and buy these because they're awesome. Ooh, that was a rave and a half. Okay, I'm gonna move on to some more glowy offerings, which are a little bit more high-end, but I still am so in love with these as well. I'm just on that quest for perfect summery skin, and I can't stop myself. This is the Chanel CC Cream, and I am loving this. It's beautifully glowy, dewy, very, very hydrating. If you have dry skin, this is amazing. I'm so obsessed with this. I've been using it almost daily at the moment when I'm not using the matte foundation. I'm using the shade 20 Beige at the moment, and I think in the summer I'll probably have to go up to 30, but it is just long lasting, dewy, hydrating goodness. It makes the skin look so gorgeous and perfected. I would say fingers is the best way to apply this because you just get it to mesh with your skin a little bit better than you would with a brush. I feel like it sits on top of the skin too much with a brush, but with fingers it's beautiful, and it is pricey. I'm just gonna put that out there. It's not something that you just kind of pick up on your trip to Boots, but if you are looking for a really, really gorgeous, really perfecting CC cream, then definitely try this. Go to a counter, see if they've got samples, see if you like it. I like it. I think that it is beautiful. If you're looking for something slightly more budget, there is the Bare Minimal, I can't say it. The Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue is quite similar. It's not as perfecting in my opinion. It's much more of an everyday offering, but it's kind of similar, so definitely look into that. I don't love that one as much because it's not as dewy and glowy on my skin, but Alex from I Covet Thee absolutely loves it, and she raves about that every time I see her. So give that one a swatch if the Chanel CC cream is slightly out of your budget. And next up we have the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Moisturising Photo Edition Foundation. This comes in a normal version and then an oil-free one, much like their tinted moisturisers. I went for the normal version because I love a bit of glowy base action. You guys know, you know. And I have been absolutely loving this. It looks beautiful on camera, it looks beautiful in real life. Whether you use a brush or fingers, it just looks absolutely flawless. I am a big fan of this. I have the shade Bamboo Beige, which is a perfect colour match. It was really hard to find this one as my colour match because they're all very similar and just slight differences. And if you're really pale, I actually don't think that it goes light enough for a lot of skin tones. I think if you're any kind of paler than me, you might struggle to find the right kind of one for your skin tone unless you are very pink toned in skin. They get very pink when they get lighter. I'm not a fan. The colour range does leave something to be desired, which I'm a bit annoyed about for Laura Mercier foundations because their tinted moisturisers are so good for their range of colours, and then this kind of failed a bit for me. Usually I don't have to stand there trying to figure out which colour I am for ages, but I really did with this one. But that aside, it's a gorgeous foundation. I would definitely kind of compare it to Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, but more hydrating and yeah, just a lot more moisturising. And if you have dry skin, then this would be the one for you, maybe over that, because it's just absolutely stunning on the skin, on camera, off camera. Next up I have a couple of new launches from Aerin, which I have been loving. The first one is their Brightening Concealer. This is in the shade 01 Light, and it's so gorgeous, very brightening, really good coverage. It's brightening without being too dewy and glowy. I find that some concealers that are brightening are very kind of wet and they don't quite settle into the skin and they can crease and move about a bit too much. But this is kind of brightening and glowy without kind of moving about too much. It settles perfectly into the skin and stays there. It's got really good lasting power. It is Aerin, so obviously it's very kind of high end, quite expensive. In case that's not in your budget, I would say this is a more yellowy version of the L'Oreal True Match Concealer, so definitely go and check that out if you are just a drugstore lover or it's not within your budget. But this is a beautiful concealer. I really like this for days when I'm filming or having photographs taken because it just kind of stays put. It's also very similar to the NARS Creamy Concealer, so do you need both? Probably not. And then we have the Lengthening and Volumizing Mascara, and this has not been used for the past week and a half. I am so obsessed with this. It just gives beautiful, full, fluttery lashes. It looks gorgeous whether I'm wearing it alone without any eyeliner or with eyeliner. Some mascaras I use just for one kind of makeup look, but this is just beautiful all round. You can kind of do one coat and it just looks really simple and fluttery and gorgeous, or you can really like vamp it up and it just looks amazing and really kind of like wow lashes. So I've really been loving this mascara. It's very similar to the Max Factor False Lash Effect, that kind of style mascara, except it kind of lasts a little bit better. I find that sometimes when you apply drugstore mascaras, it looks amazing and then 2 hours later it's kind of shrunk down, like your lashes have just shrunk and you're like, oh, it's because they do set that way. They kind of over time just, you know, settle down, and that's fine. But I find that with like Aerin mascaras, Tom Ford, lots and lots of higher mascaras, they still look as amazing at the end of the day as they did when you applied them, and this one definitely does that. It's beautiful. Next up I have an eyeshadow love, and firstly, can we address the packaging? This is stunning. Rose gold lid. I was all over this the second it dropped through my letterbox. And then we have a gorgeous kind of MAC All That Glitters eyeshadow inside. It's kind of, I don't know what this style, like a pressed pigment, that's what I want to call it. I don't know if that's correct at all. It's a beautiful kind of rose goldy, nudie, very similar to my colour top, kind of shimmery pink. It's just absolutely stunning. This is from Clarins. I can't remember if I even said that. And it's one of their Ombre Iridescent eyeshadows, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. I've just been popping this on with my finger on a daily basis, and then I just use a clean blending brush to kind of neaten up the lines. You could do it completely brush free if you wanted, but I just like to use a clean blending brush just to even things out and make sure that I haven't kind of got really uneven eyeshadow lines around my eyes. I've been absolutely loving that. Obviously dupes include MAC All That Glitters and obviously the L'Oreal Le Palette Nude Rose edition. There's going to be some very similar shadows to this in there from the drugstore. Moving on to blush, we have something from Clinique which has been out for a couple of weeks, if not months now, but I am just really slow on remembering to feature these in videos. This is the Clinique Cheek Contouring Palette in 01 Defining Nectars, and this is just a beautiful kind of pinky, gorgeous natural blush, and it's got kind of the 3 shades to it. So you've got one that's kind of more of a highlight, one that's quite dark and shimmery, and then one kind of really beautiful brightening pink colour. I just swirl a blush brush through all of the sections and then pop it on my cheeks, and it just looks so brightening but natural and glowy and just really, really pretty, and it's a lovely look for spring. And finally we have some new things from Bourjois. These are the Bourjois Aqua Laque Rouge Edition things. These are basically like their velvet lacquers or whatever they were called, but in kind of glossy form, and there's been really mixed reviews about these. I think personally that they are amazing. I really didn't get on too well with the Velvet Edition ones. When I put them on my lips they really dried them out and it wasn't overly comfortable, and I was just not a fan, and that was just a massive, massive shame because the colours in that range were so, so beautiful. But actually in the new range they're kind of quite similar but in glossy form, and I was really happy about that. Also, not only is the packaging gorgeous, because this one's nearing rose gold packaging as well, hello, but they sit really comfortably on the lips, and I am just quite obsessed with these at the moment. Last Sunday I did a drugstore everyday makeup routine, which is basically the drugstore version of the makeup that I've been wearing recently, and I featured one of these at the end. It was this one, which is number 7, and I just think that these are beautiful. I basically apply them from the little doe foot applicator just a little bit onto the centre of my bottom lip and then blend it out with my fingers. I do find that if you just apply these full on as you would a gloss, it's really not going to work. It just gets way too liquidy and things just don't look right, but actually blended in kind of as more of a stain, these are just absolutely stunning. If you want to see number 7, then go and look at last week's video because that is shown in there. But today I'm wearing number 1, and I can't actually tell you the names of these apart from the numbers because it's kind of a bit French and I am not a bit French, so I'm not going to butcher such a beautiful language because that is basically criminal. But these are just stunning. They are kind of my favourite summery lip product at the moment. The lasting power is not too bad either, especially with the brighter ones. With the nude ones, they're obviously going to fade so much quicker because sometimes you can't quite tell if there is any product left over because it is a nude, unless you have really pale lips and can see product really easily. With the brighter ones, I definitely can tell, and it lasts for a good kind of 3 hours on me before it needs topping up, unless I'm eating, in which case things get a little bit messy and a little bit worn away, so I have to kind of reapply more often. But the lasting power is alright for this kind of lip product, and I think for the price these are actually not too bad. However, they are more expensive than the L'Oreal foundations. I'm pretty sure that was what was going on in my boots at the moment. These might have been on offer. I think that these are my favourite drugstore lip product offering at the moment, so definitely go and check these out if that is kind of up your street, because I'm just obsessed with these. That is going to be it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're new and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you guys on Tuesday, hopefully for another vlog. I haven't vlogged at all this week, so we'll see. But anyway, that is it from me today. I'm going to go and stop rambling and leave you guys to get on with your Sunday, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye!